Now comes a very and the most important part of this chapter, that is the product life cycle. We can abbreviate it as PLC. So we need to know what is a product life cycle. So let us know what is a product life cycle. First, let me draw the graph for the stages in a product life cycle. This is the graph of the sales of a particular type of product. Now we can say this amount is known as the profit. In x-axis we need to ascertain the time, and in y-axis we will ascertain the sales and the profits. In order to know the product life cycle, we need to firstly divide it into various stages. So the first stage which comes into our mind is introduction. Firstly, the product needs to be introduced in the market properly. Second process is, after being introducing the product in the market, we need to check how much growth it has made in that particular market. Now we can say that the product has reached the level of maturity. What is maturity? Now the product is well established in the market and no more extra branding or advertisement is required for that type of product. The people are already aware of its uses and the price. Now there comes a certain stage in a product's life, that is decline. A product can not meet the needs of a customer anymore and could get a decline in its sales, or any better competitor has led to the fall in sales of that particular product. So now comes the stage of decline. Last but not the least is the product life cycle where comes to end is the abandonment. Means the product is no longer in the market and the people are aware that this product is no more useful to them, and so they have abandoned that particular product. Now we will thoroughly discuss about all these stages in detail. So as I have discussed, let's first know about the first stage of this thing. That is introduction. So in the introduction stage, the product is born. It may be entirely a new product or a new version of some basic product. The firm informs the market about the existence of the product and the various features of the product. So the following strategies may be used in the introduction stage of the product. First, proper advertisement and publicity of the product. The product must be properly advertised and publicized. Secondly, we need to give attractive gifts to the customers in order to gain the customer base and to maximize sales in the long run. Now we need to know the other strategies that may be adopted in the introduction stage. After the attractive gifts, we need to know that the distribution should be given to proper dealers, not that all the dealers should be given the privilege in order to sell the product in the market. So selective distribution and attractive discount to dealers should be given. Now, in order to sell the product in the market, we need to know what are the technical deficiencies which may arise in that particular product. So not to suffer in the long run, we need to know about the technical deficiencies in the product in the introduction stage itself. The fifth point which we need to know is the skimming the cream pricing policy. Now we need to know what is the skim the cream pricing policy. The skim the cream pricing policy is nothing but charging a high price at the introduction stage of the product. Means in order to gain as much as profit in the starting, we need to charge this type of pricing method, that is known as the skim the cream. We will discuss more of the strategies in the pricing methods. So here the stage of introduction comes to an end. The second stage which we need to know about is the growth stage. So what is the growth stage? In this stage, the demand and sales grow rapidly. Means we can understand by the term growth that their sales and the profits of the firm are growing rapidly. That means in order to get more customers, the firm needs to decrease the price in order to ascertain who are the target customers in the market. Now, many strategies should be followed in the growth stage of a product life cycle. So the first strategy which we need to follow is the heavy advertising. Why heavy advertising is required? Heavy advertising is required to create brand image and to stimulate sales. In order to create brand image and in order to stimulate sales, we need to do heavy advertising. The second point which we take into account is expanding distribution channels to make the products available wherever demanded. Now the demand of the product could be vast and may not have any geographical boundaries. So we need to have expanding distribution channels in order to make that product reach to the customers all over the country. The third point which we need to know is introducing new versions of the product to cater to the needs of different types of customers. Now all the customers may not demand similar types of products. As we know, human nature is dynamic, so we need to know that the different customers have different tastes and preferences. So we need to introduce newer versions of the products in order to attract the customers. The fourth point is keeping the price at competitive levels. The most important point is we cannot keep the price level above the competitors. In case of that, we won't be getting much customers and our sales will be minimized. So we need to keep a price which is at the same level to the competitors. Last point which we need to take account and implement that strategy is greater emphasis on customer service. After selling the product, we need not forget who our customers are. We need to provide them after sales service in order to give them a good image about our company. The third stage which we need to know is the maturity stage. What is maturity stage? The maturity stage refers to that stage where sales continue to grow but at a decreasing rate. Competition increases further and markets get stabilized. Means the market are getting stabilized, so we cannot increase our prices too much and we need to ascertain that we are now a proper member in the market and we have a lot of competitors. The product is known all over the market and a third level market may emerge. Means a low income group may emerge and we can lose our position. So in order to be in the market for a long term, we need to be very much careful in the maturity stage of a product life cycle. Due to competition, prices are reduced but promotional expenditure remains high. Means we need to promote the product still, but competition may increase further. As a result, profits decline and marginal producers are forced to go out of the market. Means if there are certain marginal producers and the competition becomes high, they need to go out of the market in this particular stage. Manufacturers broaden their lines and new models of the products are introduced. So in the maturity stage, new lines of products are introduced and manufacturers broaden their distribution lines. Now the supply exceeds demand in this particular stage. Means the supply by the manufacturers or the producers increase in this particular stage, whereas demand falls. So there is no possibility of increasing sales and the sales curve is leveling off. As I have shown previously in the class, in the diagram, that the sales curve is declining. So in the maturity stage, the sales curve begins to decline. Now, as the previous stages, this stage also has got some particular strategies. So what are the strategies we should allow or implement in the maturity stage? The first is differentiating the product from competitive products. That means we need to show how our product is different from the competitors' products. Number B, we need to focus on brand image, how to create a good brand image of the product. Number C, extending the warranty period. We need to extend the warranty period. That means we need to give a amount of 1 year warranty or 2 year warranty or 5 year warranty, depending on the type of the product. Like in the case of a typewriter, there is a lifetime warranty. The fourth point which they have given is introducing reusable packaging. Like we need to give a packaging system which can be reused by the customers. Number 5, they have given developing new markets. We need to develop new markets for our products. We need not depend on only one market and sell our products. We need to know various different markets. Like we can give our product on online platforms so as to maximize our sales. Last point which we have given is finding new users of the product. So we need to know about the new uses of the product in order to let customers know about them. The fourth stage of the product life cycle is the decline stage. This is the stage which most producers don't want to enter into. This stage is characterized by either the product's gradual displacement by new and superior products. Means some new and superior products may come into account and the product could be obsolete. So we need to assume that any producer or any rational producer should not come to this stage, because the sales try to decline rapidly in this stage and also the advertising expenditure are very high. Now there are various strategies in this stage which we need to follow in order to survive. So the first strategy which we need to use is the new features should be added to the product in order to make it look different than the other. The second point is economic model of packs may be introduced to revive the market. Means some packs should be introduced in the market to revive the market. Now new and attractive packaging. We should give a new or attractive packaging in order to attract the customers towards the product, because they are losing interest in that product in this particular stage. Last but not the least, the selective promotion. Means in order to reduce the promotional cost or the distribution cost, we need to do selective promotion and not continue doing rapid advertisement in order to increase our operational costs. The last stage which we need to discuss in this product life cycle is abandonment of product. The last stage is abandonment of product. Most firms shift their attention to other products, gradually phasing out the declining product. Means if a product has reached its decline stage, many consumers do not take into account the product anymore. leading consequently this product leads to its abandonment stage. Any rational producer is not willing to enter this stage. Now the preferences of the consumers may change over the period of time, which leads to the abandonment of a particular type of product. Now in order to survive in the market, we need to bring out some innovations to the product which makes it different from the other in order to survive. The last stage which the product reaches in this product life cycle is nothing but abandonment. In this stage the sales become minimum and the profit are no longer existing in the market, and the firm may incur a huge loss. So these are the particular type of stages which we need to know about the product life cycle. Now there are various advantages which the product life cycle provides. When the product life cycle is known, the firm can prepare an effective product plan. So the firm can prepare an effective product plan if they know what the product life cycle is. So these are the advantages. First is effective product plan. The second advantage which product life cycle gives is the management can take advanced steps before the decline of the product. Means before decline, management can take steps. Now the third advantage which product life cycle gives is the maturity stage can be extended by finding new users of the product. If we are able to find new users, then the maturity stage can be extended. So the maturity stage of a product can be extended if we can find the new users of the product. The last advantage which a product life cycle gives to a product is technological innovations. Means in order to survive in the market, the product must find some technological innovations in order to improve the quality, features and design of the product. So the last point is technological innovation. So the topic for today will be ended here.